Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 building video. That's right, we're doing another build video. This is a Star Wars inspired one, I think for obvious reasons. But basically what's going to happen, because this new pack is coming out pretty soon and we really have not finished the Eco Lifestyle Let's Play at all. So I figured what we're going to do, we're going to do like not a spin-off series, we're going to do a separate series from the main Big Wallet thing. Because also it doesn't seem like there's really a rags to riches thing we can do in this pack, so we'll just do a let's play of the pack. And in this, I figured I should probably build like a house that we can, live in. So I decided to build something inspired by good old Tatooine, the good old Lars homestead from episode 4. Also just, the original Star Wars. Inspired by, but by no means a recreation of. This is like completely different and looks nothing like it on the inside. Just the same sort of idea of the entrance and the open sort of pits in the desert is kind of what we're going for in this. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm just using a roof dome with some walls on the inside. I did actually have to build it as like an octagon on the inside because otherwise the roof wouldn't cut away and it'd be really annoying to try and enter and play with it. So anyway, this is just the entrance. There's not really anything in this. The rest of the house is sort of underground in the basement because as it goes, living in a desert's pretty hot, especially on a desert planet of Tatooine. So the idea of this build, much like what it's based on, is it's, all based underground, but there's still open areas, open to the fresh air. And then all the rooms are sort of off the side of the main area. And I think it looks pretty cool. I think it turned out really, really well. I'm super happy with this. So we're going to be using this as, I guess, our home base in our upcoming Let's Play, which I'm so excited for. But I guess we should make this pretty clear. You're more than welcome to not like the pack, but please just enjoy the videos, have fun, have a good laugh with me. That's all we're here for, just to be entertaining, have a laugh. And I figured this build, oh, by the way, this build is just base game. Purely base game, there's nothing else in it. So if you do want to download it and play with it, although it is very, I guess, inspired by a certain theme, you might not want to, but if you want to, it's completely base game, so you can check it out there, download it that way. But hopefully you just enjoy what we're going to be doing on the channel, because I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'm going to have a blast, so hopefully you guys can at least enjoy watching what we're doing. Oh, and my character, we're bringing back, we're not quite bringing back, but we're going to reincarnate James Burner. He's going to come back. That's now, I guess, going to be my sort of offshoot series sim. It's always just going to be my self sim with a different name. I was thinking something of Space Runner or I don't know, some stupid renaming of Luke Skywalker is what we're going to go with. That's the plan anyway. But now you can kind of see the actual build taking shape. So this is the idea. Essentially, it's all open to the air above and the build is all submerged. And there's a few different levels, only going 2 levels instead. I didn't want to go too far, especially because this lot isn't super big. It's also supposed to be I guess a starter home. It's not a starter home. It costs way more than 20,000. But starter in the sense that this is sort of where our character in the Let's Play is going to begin, this is the beginning of them. It's not, I guess it shouldn't be too big. I mean, it's pretty big. I kind of got carried away and started having fun building, so I kind of just kept going. Really wish, though, it would be nice to have, curved walls, circle walls, all good. But I guess not. Anyway, yeah, so we're in Oasis Springs, if you hadn't already guessed, because I figured that's the only base game, Desert World. I did consider doing it in Strangerville, but, I mean, I think it didn't. Well, the problem is you're either in the town, so then it doesn't look like you're in the middle of nowhere, or you're in the grassy area with all the mansions, so it doesn't even look like a desert. So I figured Oasis Springs probably makes more sense, even though it doesn't feel like it's completely in the middle of nowhere, which it would have been nice. I think it works. I was trying to figure out what to do with this entrance area, and in the end, I kind of just decided probably best just to have nothing in it, because it's a lot easier because it's so small and there's not really anything I could put in there. I also, when I got to all this sort of little details and stuff later on, it's very base game. If you look closely at anything in this build, you're like, that's base game. But yeah, so basically the idea of this is pretty much every single room is separated by the outside and by some sort of bridge or different elevation or anything like that. And each of the sort of rooms have this little, I guess, air gap to enter it. What am I? Little archway to enter. I don't know what I'm talking. I'm really excited. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited by this build, by the pack. I can't wait. Anyway, so there's this little archway, and then you go into the room. Basically, just, you know, try to keep the heat out is the idea. And then, so this room is going to be the bedroom. We're doing like stone flooring in pretty much every single room, really dim lighting, trying to make it look like it's not, you know, Bella the Ball, you know, it's supposed to be a little bit more humble, a little bit cheaper, all that kind of stuff, even though it's still quite big and pretty impressive, you know, pretty impressive. Just going a few little things here. I mentioned to do like a lot of sort of offshoots and archways and stuff going into different areas, just to give it more like intrigue, because there's not a lot of detailing I could do that I guess would look that sci-fi. Because I guess you got to keep in mind this is also supposed to be sci-fi, not just like some I don't know, ancient build. It's supposed to be sci-fi too. There's not a lot of that in there at the moment. More of it sort of creeps in, but I guess it also kind of supposed to be on Tatooine as well. We don't have any of the sort of sci-fi elements yet. I'm hoping, well, I assume, because we've already seen the trailer and all that stuff, that's definitely sci-fi items. They had that whole sort of Star Wars build in the main world in the trailer. So I figure we can probably add some stuff into this once it comes out. But we got a stock ticker. We got a stock ticker in the build. That's pretty exciting. Keep up to date with all of that. So that's the bedroom. It's only a 1-bedroom house because I figured there was no point doing any more than that. But I figured I should probably add like another little section because I did. While this is not a recreation of the Lars homestead from Star Wars, it is, like I said, based on it. Did a quick Google of it, which is probably a good idea to sort of, you know, refresh my memory. But yeah, there's like multiple different sort of areas that are open, that are separated by different little tunnels underground and all that. And I mean, there's way more stuff as well. There's like generator rooms and all this kind of stuff, and like the workshop. And also because I'm doing this as a base game, I realized I didn't have like any metal fencing, so I'm just using that wooden fence. It's supposed to be like a cool metal walkway bridge there, but it doesn't look that cool. But you know, you get the idea. And so it comes across here and goes into the other section. And I actually end up removing the stairs from the first area. So to get down, you actually have to walk across to this one and then go down here. Oh, I don't know. This, not only is this one of my favorite things, it is, I think, it's just it's really fun build to do because it is different. I wouldn't mind doing a larger build on this scale. Maybe make it like contemporary or modern, like completely ditch the Star Wars aspect to it, but just the fact that it's like underground and has like all these different bridges and rooms and different ways to go, I think it's really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. And so this section down here is going to be the kitchen sort of dining area down the bottom. None of this build, I don't think any of it's really that practical in terms of like anything. So it was just fun to do and play around with and just not really care about it making that much sense. Yeah, so the kitchen is down there. It actually joins both of these little areas. And I think it actually acts as like a little hallway, well, not hallway, a little connector to the other side as well. Yeah, not a lot of cool sci-fi kitchen stuff in the base game, believe it or not. But, you know, it worked out in the end. I just did a pretty basic kitchen. I think it was kind of at this point, like I wasn't really thinking about the fact that, you know, there's lightsabers, blasters, spaceships, all that kind of stuff. Until this point, I was like, oh yeah. It's not all just like old school looking stuff. So I was like, yeah, let me use this stove because it looks a little bit more, I don't know, sci-fi style. Not really, but then I used the bin. I was like, perfect place to use this bin. I never use this bin, but it's got lights on it. It's glowing. That's gonna work. Oh, actually, yes, the cupcake machine, perfect for this because it's just this big machine that looks like something that does something. I mean, it makes cupcakes. That's kind of cool. And I also put in the giant, this stupid microscope that is like the world's largest thing. I didn't put in the telescope though, because I felt it didn't really make sense if it was going to be underground, like in this area, if it's a telescope, like looking up. So I kind of just like left that out. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's kind of like this, and then that's adding more stuff. All the rooms are pretty much got stone on the floor, and then like sort of the stucco walls. And then here I'm just like kind of looking for any sort of decorative item that I could add in, really, because there's not a lot of stuff that really makes that much sense. But I mean, we got a full kitchen. Actually, I didn't put a sink in there. There is a dishwasher though, so that's probably fine. That doesn't really matter. We got that there, and then that sort of all works out. We got the so this is like just a dining area here. Now, in the Lars homestead, it is a very different looking dining area. Like I think it's quite white and quite futuristic looking. This is just like almost dungeony looking, but you know, I don't know that I would quite call it a dungeon. I think it's cozy. It's cave-like. and cool. It'd be cool and calming because you're underground, you got lots of stone, so it'd be quite cool. Unless it got really hot, in which case I might just hold the heat. But you'd hope that it's cool. I didn't know what to put there, so I put bookcases as well. Yeah, so I don't know, this kind of turned into a base game build as well. And I don't really know why, it just kind of did. So I was like, I'm going to do this base game. I'm going to also try and make it look good. Oh, I didn't really want to put a rocket thing here. I mean, I guess it also kind of makes sense. I didn't really want to do like a launch pad, but I kind of wanted the actual rocket to be built, not just like a blank pad. So, but I put down a blank pad anyway. I mean, it made sense. So I was like, I'll put that down. And as far as everything else in this build goes, it was kind of just making it up as I go. And I think that's something really fun about these kind of builds that are different and more unique in terms of it's not just a house, is you just get to kind of do whatever you want. And I was just having so much fun while doing this. Like even this, like I didn't know what to do because I wanted this little balcony here for the stairs. I didn't know how to like support it. So I used like basically just walls and like little half walls that are like kind of connecting to it. And I was like, you know what? That kind of looks like spacey. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean? Like, it kind of has that intrigue to it. It's not just a column. I don't know. I just had a lot of fun playing around with different stuff in this. And, it just got to have a good time. Actually, not too sure about those, like, little awnings, those roof tiles that I put over the doorways. I kind of wanted something there because the walls did look kind of blank. And that was really the only item from the base game that I could put there. So I was like, I guess it had something. It worked in the end. Oh yeah, this is where I was like, there's gotta be something else I can put here. I was like, oh, we got a video game system. That's great. It's like, there's gotta be some other items we can add in here that sort of makes sense. I added a few of these like sort of vent pipes up the top, which I guess could be like just ventilation shafts or whatever coming from the kitchen or from the rooms. Just so, you don't suffocate in this place. And this little area here in between is actually gonna be the bathroom, which I thought was quite a nice little spot. Actually, this is the first time I used these windows as well in this build, but I think also maybe ever. I don't know if I've ever used this window that has a little fence in it. I mean, it fits perfectly with this build because I'm using all the matching archways everywhere, so I was like, perfect. And then the bathroom, I didn't really know what to do. It's just a big bathroom, so it's kind of... That's also the other thing with this build. Like a lot of these rooms are like, oh wow, look at this build is really cool. And then you go in the room, you're like, oh, that's just like a base game toilet and a base game shower. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's still good. I mean, I like it and it's going to be functional. It's all about the suspension of disbelief. If you believe that this is in a galaxy far, far away, it will be. Okay. I don't know. I think it still works. Look, it's for my Let's Play, so it'll be fine. And I guess if you want to download it, you can too. I think it might work well with more than base game. Adding some other stuff in there. I wasn't actually sure. I was going to put in like the large spa tub there, but I was like, I don't know. Does that seem like too much? Because again, like I said, this is supposed to be like a starter home. Not really a starter, but like not a super wealthy place to live. It's supposed to be just whatever. So I figured doing like a spa bath, even though it might look quite cool, I didn't think it really made that much sense in this build. So I was like, no, whatever, we'll get rid of it. But I mean, even having said that, then you have stuff like, a big cupcake machine, which I guess technically doesn't really make sense. But at the same time, it's supposed to just fit into the whole sci-fi theme of the place. Now this area down here is like the workshop, kind of like, your little droid workshop. That's kind of the idea with this. And I figured I'd leave this one just be a little bit more open. I was going to use spandrels, but as you saw, none of them really fit at all. So I did a similar thing with the walls that I did by the stairs, just having like sort of these walls sticking out. And I thought they looked like a nice little decorative piece, just get a few half walls on top of them, and actually all worked quite well. I think it actually looks really good. I was way too happy with how that turned out. Oh, actually, we have this stupid half wall like fence glitch here, where it like goes into the fence, but the half wall like keeps going, like the railing. So I was like, that's kind of annoying. I think I ended up just putting a plant over that or something. I was like, I don't know what to do with that, so I just put a pot over it. It'll be fine. Yeah, so this is just like a workshop. I basically just do some woodworking tables. I think I do a computer and a desk chair and all that. We got the video game station as well, because I don't know, it seemed kind of sciencey. It's like a droid workshop. You go in here, you work on things, you build things, you fix things. What more is there to say about it? That's what it's for. And I guess a planter as well, so you can do some gardening undercover, because there will be plants and stuff in this, but this one is undercover, so you can grow whatever season. I guess this would actually work really well with eco lifestyle using the vertical planters. I think that would actually work really well in this, having a bunch of those all over the place. And for the same reason that I put those like awnings outside, I was like, I feel like I need to put something on this wall because it just looks really blank. Like, I mean, the walls are all brown because they're supposed to be, I guess, like a mud or like a stone or something like that, like a stucco or something. So that's why they're all just like that color and sort of brown and like earthy looking. But I was like, oh, man, the walls are so blank. I mean, if this was Star Wars, I'd have like sweet alcoves and arches that all push back in the wall and all that. But I mean, we can't really do that in Sims. So, and that's also why I did do like a few rooms that have like a single like wall behind it and then a bunch of archways, because that was kind of the idea of that, to recreate that kind of feeling. But obviously not with like full architectural elements. Like it kind of worked that way. I don't know if what I'm saying even makes sense, but whatever. Oh yeah, and this is, look, we're getting more sci-fi in. Guys, we've got like a sweet sci-fi desk. And then yeah, so I did actually put the rocket ship thing in there over there. I kind of wish, I guess I could have, can you cheat them to put them in there? Because I kind of just wanted it there. I didn't want just a blank pad, but I don't know. Anyway, I put some plants in here, well, just like some planters. I actually wasn't sure if there was supposed to be any plants here. But then eventually at the end, I did go back and I just had a quick look at the homestead again, and there was a bunch of plants everywhere. So I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I just kind of assumed that it was the desert, so there wouldn't be plants. But they were cultivating a lot of stuff in their own home. So I guess that makes sense. So anyway, I went back and put a lot of greenery in. And it actually looks really cool. I think it really comes to life when I go back and put all the plants and all the sort of little trees and bushes in, because it makes it feel way, way more lively. And I'm just going around putting a few little elements in now, like the little satellite dish and a little board as well. It's when doing builds like this that are so different and just so like you can kind of just run away with creativity and do whatever you want. This is when I really, really enjoy just getting lost in build mode and just doing whatever, because it doesn't really matter what it is, because you can just be like, oh, well, that's there because of this reason. I don't know, it's just a different build that you can just have a bit of fun with. I actually went around putting like a bunch of these vents in the place, because I figured, you know, if you're working with wood or whatever you're doing over there, there might be like a lot of dust and stuff in the air, so you could just like flip on the vent and be like, I don't know what that sound was, but that's what I could do. And it would like, just get out of there. Get out of there. That's what it's doing in there. And I did like the little fan as well, because I thought that'd be a nice like aesthetic touch in live mode, just have like a spinning fan going around, you know. And oh yeah, I mean, this is more of a questionable choice. I put the kids' little science center in here. I'm not planning on playing as a kid, but I put it in there because I was like, that looks sciencey and sci-fi like. Let's put it in. And it's just in the kitchen area. I don't know. Anyway, so I had fun with that. And then I guess I just needed to do a living room, because I don't really have one yet. We got the bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, workshop, and a lot of outdoor space, but no living room. So that's actually just going over here now. And it's nothing really special. It actually is probably the least, well, maybe next to the bedroom, the least spacey looking room. It's just kind of a couple of couches and, and a TV. But it does the job. You know, that's what we need it for. That's what it's got to be there. You know, there's not much else I could do with it. So that's just kind of how I rolled with that. But man, I think this build looks cool. I don't know. I guess not everyone likes the sort of space Star Wars aesthetic, but I just love the visuals of Star Wars in general. Like, story aside, anything aside, I think it looks really cool. At least, you know, the original trilogy. I mean, the new one looks pretty cool too. Story aside, or characters aside, visually, I think they are really nice looking. Let's not talk about the edited in CGI and all that stuff, and maybe some of the prequels had the aesthetic looks pretty cool. And I really like, especially like this kind of sci-fi where it's like more space punk kind of style-ish. I mean, this not really, but you know, kind of. I don't know. I think it's a really fun style to build in, and I think it's going to be cool when we have more assets for that. Having said that, I don't think I'll build this style very often. I don't even know if I will do a Star Wars build, because quite frankly, like, why? Like, why? I don't think I'll ever use it except for in this Let's Play. So I don't know. Anyway, having said that, I always love the aesthetic of it. So I have so much fun building this that, I mean, I don't know. I had a good time. What can I say? I'm excited. I was having fun. I was inspired. Yeah, maybe it's a really brown. But I think, as I said, was it in the last build where I was like, my color palette is either black and white or a single color. There you go. But to be fair, it's supposed to be. Okay? It's supposed to be. As the artiste behind this build, it was supposed to be this way, okay? Oh yeah, and then I remembered about this like computer hard drive item. Oh yeah, we had to get that guy in there. We had to get the little baby Yoda in there. Yeah, the little computer hard drive item. I was like, well, I should probably put more of this, like all this machinery stuff around the place, because it fits the theme like perfectly. And then I put some spoons in. Don't worry about that. They're just there for fun. And then I thought this little entrance is like the lamest place. I was like, maybe I should tidy this up a little bit, make it look a little bit more interesting than just a random room with nothing in it. I mean, it is still a room with nothing in it, but it's like the entrance, so it's not supposed to be too crazy. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. I was doing like little alcoves with like 1x4 rooms here with a bunch of archways, just to add like a little bit more depth to the room and give it a bit more intrigue and all that. And then at this point, I was like, okay, let's have a look at buy debug, see if there's anything interesting. There's actually not that much in even with live edit objects in base game only. Because what I realized, and I didn't realize this, but if you play with only base game, live edit shows a lot less than when you have expansion packs. So with expansion packs, if you do live edit, you have a bunch of stuff that all appears to be base game, but I don't think it is. I just don't think it's tagged as being from a pack. So that's what I realized. So when I disabled every pack in my game, that like I made sure that it was only base game. And there's a lot less stuff. I was like, man, that's a shame. I was hoping all that stuff was just in the base game. That would have been cool. Anyway, I found some pipes and stuff, so I was like, I'll put these around. Why not? Just nice little wall details. Also, apparently base game has this sweet like garage door with a bunch of colors, so if you're interested, that's in there. But I guess there's no cars to use it with, but it's decorative. Also, don't worry that garage door doesn't actually go anywhere. It's just on a wall. It's to look good, okay? And I know that's an air conditioning unit on the ground, but let's pretend it's something else, okay? Suspension of disbelief. And then I was playing around with these rocks to see if there was any other cool like debug rocks I could put around here. I didn't want to go too crazy around the top because it is just supposed to be desert up the top, but it also did look kind of weird with two octagons just burrowed into the ground with nothing around it. So I put a few things. And I just put like the bin and stuff in here. Oh, I also realized we had these in debug. We have these trash chutes in base game. And also we have a mailbox chute, which I think, did that come with like the roommate stuff? Why are these in base game? Are they used somewhere? I don't know, but I used them in this build. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to use that. It's way better than using something else. And yeah, this is where I went back and started adding in a bunch of plants. And I think you can see immediately, it makes it look way, way cooler. I think it looks awesome with like all these little bushes and shrubs everywhere. Like it just makes it really pop. Like the green sets off the brown so much more. Oh yeah, this is where I just put like I think one of those plants just over this weird spiky railing. Yeah, there we go. I was like, let me just put that there. Just to cover that up a little bit. And then just a few more plants around the place. I try not to go too crazy with it. I didn't want it to look like overgrown and abandoned, but I wanted it to look quite full and lively and colorful at least. If it's not going to be through furnishing, it's going to be through landscaping and make it look a bit more colorful. And I think you can agree, it looks way, way cooler now with all the plants around the place than without. And I'm so, I don't know, this build makes me so excited. This build itself makes me excited to play the new game pack. And I know you guys won't all feel the same way, but hopefully you can still enjoy this video and the videos to come on the pack because I'm going to be having a great time. I'm so excited. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the game and we'll just have a quick overview of the whole lot so we can see it in its finished form. So here we are at the good old homestead. I mean, I think I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. It's cool. Isn't this cool though? I don't know, I really enjoy it. I love looking down from up above and just seeing the whole place there, but you don't even see everything. You can kind of get a good idea of what's going on. You know, you can see a few things, the living room in there, the bathroom's through there, that way's glitching. Don't worry about that one. Down here, we've got a rocket landing area, the stairs coming down over this way. I don't know, I think it's really cool. So if we go down now, we can see this is, you know, your main entrance. You come through here, out to the little balcony, which leads through to the bedroom and the little sort of changing area just through there. A few little log things on the wall. I don't know, like I said, I was just adding things for details. The living room, even though this is like kind of just like a normal room, I don't know, I really like it. Like there's a freeze ray sitting there in case you need it and smash glass if needed. You get a nice little outlook over there. You get some nice breezes through this place, I reckon. And then through here we've got the bathroom, which, I don't know, I feel like the bathroom it's okay. It's okay. Let's just leave that. It's a good Let's Play house. Oh, what's with this wall? Anyway, and then we go down here. We come down to the kitchen and the dining area, which I really like, except for maybe the kids thing. We might swap that out for something else. And then the little kitchen area through there, which I thought was cool. I purposely didn't do these as island counters, by the way. They're not supposed to be, so don't worry about that. We got our little sci-fi bin though, it's cool. And then, yeah, a little dining area out here to the sort of, I guess the workshop yard area with, I mean, it's a cupcake machine, but don't ask questions about what these things do. They're just supposed to look like they're important and space-like. And then the microscope, which is the biggest thing in the world, which I guess is not super unrealistic. You can get giant microscopes in real life, but probably not this big with a chair. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, it looks Star Warsy, so it's there. And then through here, the actual workshop area, which has got like a computer with this computer here. I love, so dumb. That computer, a couple of woodworking tables, a little sink, a little smart speaker, because why not? And then, you know, a little place to grow some plants. And this is like a window to the other side. You can't walk through there though, but it's just to look cool, you know, so you can see, you get an idea, you know, a little sneak peek. Yeah, that's the build. That's the build. I really enjoy this. I thought it was cool. It is up on my gallery to download, James Turner YT, or you can click the link in the description down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the build. Let me know what you think down below. Also, if you want to download this and renovate it, that'd be cool. Even maybe modernize it into something completely different. Like, I could definitely see some sweet glass domes or something over these areas. And then if you like made the whole thing contemporary as well, like and just completely do a makeover, that'd be sweet. I think there's a lot of potential with this and builds like this as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time and have an awesome day.